My husband's grandfather was born in the 1890s, and most of my kids used his baptismal gown when they got christened. Beautiful heirloom, vintage linen, pin tucks. It was really special. We no longer have access to that gown, unfortunately. So I decided when I found out that I was going to be a grandma that I wanted to make a gown that was, passed down through generations like my husband's grandfather's was. I thought, well, maybe I'll just make one for each family and then they can pass that down however, whatever. Maybe they won't. Maybe it'll turn out really bad. I don't know. I just wanted to try it and see if I could do it. I decided that I should learn basics. I should learn how to make just a basic dress before I start to get all fancy with stuff. So I made something like this. It is lined. It's honestly reversible if you wanted to, and it has no buttons, no buttonholes. Yeah, I didn't know how to do that yet because I'm going to have two granddaughters. I decided that they each need a festival dress. I already gave the other one to my one daughter, but this is my other daughter's. My mom had a dress after she passed away. I took the dress and I turned it into a skirt. Then my husband got me a dress and I ended up using the skirt from that dress to make the skirt from my mom's dress wider, fuller. This is a combination of all of that, all put together in a little dress for the baby. This one I'm really a huge fan of. I made two of these, one for each. And I didn't know how to close things, right? So I made ties for these. So this is almost like a pinafore. But how cute is this? Owls, and then it's reversible. So I'm just learning the basics. I'm learning how to make a bodice, how to do the gathered skirt, little ruffle. Still don't know how to use my buttonholer on my sewing machine. I was really intimidated by sleeves because I've never been able to do sleeves. Couldn't figure it out. So I started experimenting with different kinds of sleeves. I learned how to do this kind of dress. It's very stretchy. So, I don't know. It seems a little too sturdy. A little too sturdy up top for a baby. Then we decided to get all colonial. I don't know what's going on here. It's a really big back. So I've got a placket again, but no buttons. This is one I made out of just muslin. So I've got the bodice, I've got the gathered skirt, and now I'm just practicing with some, I don't know what age this would fit, and I think these sleeves are kind of an awkward size. Once I figured out that sleeves weren't like so big and bad and scary, I learned how to make this kind of sleeve. The bartender. And look what else I figured out. Buttons. I learned how to do buttonholes and buttons. And I made this. I call this one the Marie Antoinette. My daughter says she wants everything French. She wants her daughter to look very French. So I decided to make each girl a little white dress. And then at their baby showers, we had the guests come and draw flowers on them. So they have these matching little garden dresses. Oh, and they have zippers. I learned how to do sashes and sleeves and started thinking, oh, maybe I know what I'm doing. Maybe I could design one myself. I've got an idea. I got this. I'm not really sure what's going on here. What this would be, a button, I guess. I don't know. I didn't even hem it. See that? It is lined. This one's lined. The answer was no. I can't really design one. So I got sort of a basic pattern. It had pin tucks and a collar and stuff like that. It didn't seem like that would be very hard. Ooh. Doesn't it look nice? I think it came out really great, actually. Not usable, unfortunately. If you'll notice, the pin tucks are a little wonky. There's just like that weird thing there. I don't know. I used a sheet. I bought this sheet at Goodwill, Pima cotton. It's got a sash and placket. It's lined, I think. No, it's not lined. Pretty good. I didn't hate it. I mean, it wasn't what we were going to use, but it was all right. So then I thought about this basic, what if I did just sort of a plain tunic with a puff sleeve? So I did this. This is another sheet that I got. Obviously it would be longer. So here's one I did out of muslin. This one's longer. I did put a hem on this one. It's got a zipper. I'm getting better at zippers. And this one has elastic in the sleeves as opposed to bias tape. My next challenge was silk. And what I learned from this is that silk is the devil. And that's precisely who you don't want at your baptism. It looks nice. Doesn't it look nice? So shiny and slippery and luxurious. It was expensive compared to the sheet I got at Goodwill. But, you know, I figured it was worth it. You know, this would be really nice. This is a very solemn occasion. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot that you actually have to like care for this. I made some really foolish mistakes while I was doing this and cut like really small holes in two places that rendered this unusable. And here are the final products. I ended up making the exact same dress for both. This is detachable. So it's a plain white tunic, but it's lined. There's a liner. It has these puff sleeves and a zipper. So you can go and see the lining inside is fully finished. There's no open seams. I learned how to do that. So if you're having a boy, you know, maybe you want to go with something a little plainer. You don't want him to be too fancy. Or maybe you do. Maybe you want him decked out like little Pubert on Addams Family Values. I personally like that. I think that's really cute. So I made this cotton sash, and I bought this handmade lace on Etsy. Look how beautiful that is. Goes around. Et voila. And now that I know how to sew, I can sew all kinds of stuff.